This is breaking news from CBS 11.
Right now at 6, a busy night for first responders all across the Metroplex. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Russ McCaskey.
And I'm Karen Borda. Police responded to 4 different crashes overnight, and we know 2 of them turned deadly. We're going to get to those stories in just a moment, but first we want to start in Dallas.
The scene is clearing, but the investigation's just beginning, and police tell us 2 violent crashes are connected, and one of those was a hit and run. CBS 11's Elizabeth Dinh has been working this story near Clyde Warren Park since 3 a.m. Elizabeth, what have you learned?
Russ, Karen, this intersection has reopened, but investigators spent a lot of time here. They were at this scene for 3 hours. The damaged cars ended up right there in front of the Hunt building. And as we zoom in closer, there is a damaged light pole, and that's the base of that pole that holds up the North Ackerd Street and the flashing lights. I have learned the driver of a truck was involved in 2 crashes. Now investigators say they're looking into whether alcohol was a factor. In the first crash, it was after 2 a.m. when witnesses called 911 about a truck sideswiping an SUV, then taking off from the area of McKinney Avenue near Ackerd. Minutes later and just blocks away, investigators tell me that same truck ran a red light and slammed into a small SUV at Ackerd Street and the Woodall Rogers Service Road. Again, just not too far away from the Clyde Warren Park area. 3 of the 4 people in that SUV are now in critical condition. The driver, we have learned, of that truck was taken to the hospital as well, with officers guarding him. Officials tell me that truck driver will be questioned. Investigators really do want to talk to him and learn more about these 2 crashes. They'll talk to him and question him as soon as they can. Reporting live from downtown Dallas, Elizabeth Dinh, CBS 11 News.
Elizabeth, thanks. We're following several other breaking stories from overnight. Dallas police are investigating a deadly crash involving a DART bus. Happened on the Dallas North Tollway at Royal Lane just before 1 a.m. We're told the Toyota Corolla slammed into the back of the bus, killing the car's driver. The bus driver was not hurt. No one else was on the bus. Fort Worth police investigating a deadly crash that happened just before midnight. We're told that a motorcyclist died after he collided with a car while allegedly racing on the east loop of 820. Witnesses say he was going more than 100 miles per hour. Now let's get to Chelsea Davis in the traffic center with more details on your morning commute. Chelsea.
Hey, good morning to you. Yep, as Liz mentioned, but just want to reiterate in case you missed it, Woodall Rogers eastbound, the service road over at Ackerd was shut down overnight. It just reopened. We're not seeing any delays out there as far as the service road's concerned or those main lanes as of right now. I-20 westbound over at Spur 408, that crash that was moved off to the shoulder has already cleared. So those sensors showing lots of green as you're approaching that trouble spot. Highway 121 southbound at 360, we still have a little bit of construction out there that is making those lanes blocked, only letting you get by with just that left lane. So give yourself extra time out there. Starting to see brake lights in Tarrant County. 35W northbound approaching Long Avenue, traveling about 10 miles per hour. And this is a broken down vehicle, so you're going to want to use Beach Street to get by instead. Overall, though, drive times looking pretty good out there. I'll let you know if that changes. For now, we want to check in with Scott.
All right, thanks so much, Chelsea. As we take a look, 6:03 on the dot this morning. We have temperatures that are cool to start in some spots, other areas not too bad. As you take a look at our major reporting stations, we're at 56 at DFW to 58 in Dallas, 57 in Fort Worth, with our winds out of the south-southwest near about 5 miles per hour holding on. We're at 61 degrees in Frisco to 54 in Keller, 54 in Mesquite and Lancaster so far this morning. So you might need that light jacket stepping on out of the door. I am tracking a cold front on the way. You're thinking, uh-oh, here we go. Really nothing with it. We're going to see it work its way on through, and with that working its way on through, our winds are going to come up, and that's about it. We'll be at 62 degrees by 9, by 10, 65, on our way up to 77. Really great day, but I am tracking rain. I'll show you the timing of that in a few minutes. Ross, Karen.
All right, Scott, thank you. For the second time in just a few weeks, Fort Worth firefighters make a grisly discovery. They found 2 bodies in a field, and it's the same area where another body was recently found. CBS 11's Arzo Dost is live near Lake Arlington. So, Arzo, what have you learned about this?
Good morning, Karen. Well, these 2 bodies were discovered right there in this field where you see the police patrol car right now. Firefighters actually spotted smoke and then found a burning SUV. Now, after they put out the fire, investigators say the firefighters found the 2 bodies in the back of the SUV just after 6 o'clock yesterday. I'm told the bodies were where a 3rd seat would be, but that seat was missing. Police also say that the fire was so intense that investigators had a hard time even telling if the victims were male or female. female. Now, a few weeks ago, firefighters discovered another body about a mile and a half down the road. The victim was wrapped in a rug and set on fire. At last check, police had arrested 2 men, but were still looking for a woman in connection with that murder. Now, in this latest discovery, I'm told police will increase patrols in this area, just like you're seeing right now, and they are looking for any witnesses. But coming up at 6:30, why police don't think people who live near this area, because there is a neighborhood nearby, why police say they shouldn't be worried. I'll explain at 6:30. For now, we're live in Fort Worth. Arzo Dos, CBS 11 News.
6:05 right now. Arzo, thanks. Republican presidential candidates are prepping for their debate in Colorado tonight. 11 candidates, including Texas Senator Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, will be on stage. It airs on CNBC at 7 p.m. Central. CBS 11's Jack Fink will be following the debate. You can follow him on Twitter for updates. And remember, Twitter is partnering with CBS News for the Democratic debate in Iowa on November 14th. The site will provide real-time data, reactions, and give voter questions to CBS News. Former House Speaker Dennis Hastert will plead guilty in Chicago today. Federal investigators say that he lied about offering hush money to someone who could cover up his past misconduct. In June, Hastert's initial plea was not guilty. The former Illinois congressman led the House from 1999 through 2007.
6:06 now, and it's back to school today for students at Coble Middle School. Workers restored power after a transformer fire at the Mansfield ISD school over the weekend. All before and after school activities are back on schedule today, but there's no word yet when students will have to make up those 2 missed school days. In just a couple of hours, FedEx will hold a grand opening of its new corporate campus in Plano. Approximately 1,200 team members will work there.
A Texas university on edge this morning. The 2 reports that have police scrambling into action.
And want to add a couple more zeros to your savings? The Texas cities that could help you build your wealth.
Time now is 6:06. Watching the roadways for you. We just got reports of a possible car fire. This is in Benbrook, I-20 westbound over at Highway 377. I'm working and getting more details right here. I'll let you know if you need to avoid this spot coming up. Scott?
Y'all drive safe. Chelsea's been very busy already this morning. We want you to have a safe commute on in. And this morning, temperatures are sitting in the mid-50s to the low 60s as you are waking up. For Audrey Walton Elementary School students, what up? How you doing this morning? You're our bus stop forecast shout out. It's going to be a cooler morning, mid-50s holding on out to school today. Really nice into the mid-70s, a mild day. I am tracking rain all the way Friday into Saturday. I'll show you when that rain ends coming up in just a few minutes right here on CBS 11.
6:09 on this Wednesday morning. Developing out of San Antonio, a university there has once been given the all clear after a second report of an armed man on campus. University of Incarnate Word went on lockdown overnight after receiving the report, but once police investigated, they determined a security guard was mistaken for the gunman. Earlier in the evening, police were on campus for a similar call. No threat was found. University of Incarnate Word is the largest Catholic university in Texas, has more than 9,000 students.
We could learn today whether a school resource officer in South Carolina will be fired. Ben Fields remains on administrative leave after a student recorded him pulling a girl from her desk and then apparently tossing her aside. Students say the officer was called in after the teacher asked the girl to leave the room on Monday and she wouldn't. Parents voiced their thoughts on the video during a board meeting last night.
This is not a race issue. This is I want to be defiant and not do what I'm told.
What happened in the situation that happened was very excessive, let's put it that way.
Investigators say a different video shows the girl hitting the officer before he tilts her desk over. Federal investigators are also looking into this case. The deputy in the video has faced previous accusations of excessive force and racial bias, but he was cleared in those cases. A third case goes to trial still in January.
Thousands of people are expected in New York City today for the funeral of a fallen police officer. Randolph Holder died last week in a shootout with a suspect. The alleged gunman is in police custody. Hundreds of people attended a wake for Holder yesterday. The funeral is this afternoon. Then the officer's body will be sent to his native Guyana for burial. History in the making, hundreds of miles above us. What one American astronaut will be doing in just a few hours.
And do the overnight temperatures have you piling on the blankets at night? The one safety check experts want you to make before you crank up the heater.
And you still have your chance to be a Morning All-Star and join our team. Just send us a video of you and your family. Don't forget the hashtag Morning All-Star.
Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on.